My child sponsorship journey began in 2011 when I went to a VBC missions conference. In a video clip in that conference, somebody looked right at me and said, "Some of you are going to come to this place." That place was Uganda. Me? Go to Uganda? Why would I go to Africa? Well, the idea didn't go away, and 2 years later, I brought it before my small group. My husband had said I could go on a mission trip with VBC to Uganda if I took our 2 teenage children. Do the math, that was $10,000. Well, someone in our small group offered to give the first 1,000, and before I knew it, I was on my way to Africa in the summer of 2014, and totally unprepared for what I would find there. What I found was a people that were so welcoming to me. They treated me like family. They shared everything that they had. And some of them called me mom and needed help with the next step in life. I came home and I felt like my life had been split in two. I didn't know how to reconcile the Ugandan side of me and the American side of me. And I walked and I prayed and I started telling their stories. Pretty soon, my in-laws were sponsoring and my mom was sponsoring and my friends were sponsoring and my daughter was sponsoring. But there was one young man who didn't have a sponsor yet. He told me his story as I walked uphill with him in Uganda, how he'd been saved at childbirth via a C-section, and how he wanted to become a missionary doctor so that he could in turn save the lives of other children. Missionary doctor, that meant medical school. And Dan and I were putting our own 4 children through university at the time. And God said, just to show you that this is not in your strength, you're not going to put 4 children through, you're going to put 5 through. So we started sponsoring, and now 2023 is going to be the year that our sponsored student is going to graduate with a bachelor's degree in medicine and surgery. Well, there's a little bit more to this story. I came back to the US and I started looking for African college students here so I could repay the kindness that some of them had showed me and welcome them to our country. And instead I found Chinese students and Saudi Arabian students, and I went back to school and studied international students in higher education, and I made a career out of international education. And for the past 6 years, I've been working in the Office of Global Affairs at a university. And last summer, I had the privilege of leading 18 students to Ecuador to build a playground and visit a missionary. So when I think about where God has taken this Iowa farm girl, I'm just incredulous. I think of Ephesians 3:20 that says God is able to do far above anything that we can ask or think. I didn't ask for this. I couldn't have thought it up. And yet, my sponsorship journey and my trip to Africa have been one of the most amazing gifts that God has given to me. And I will always be grateful to Village Bible Church for the opportunity and to God. That's my sponsorship journey.